And welcome back everyone to my player content series from Zero to Hero, and today I have an amazing event I am going to share with you, and that is Operation Athena. When you're clicking on your events page, Operation Athena is still active for the next 36 hours. When you go in here, the rewards are absolutely amazing because you are getting gold officer statues as well as wrenches and universal coupons and camp coupons. All right, so these resources are a must, but it is really simple. Now, I've already gone and made my recording, which is why the awards have already been claimed. You can't claim legendary yet on early servers. All right. If you would go to join, quick match, and you look, the newer servers have not unlocked this difficulty yet, and that is, trust me, for your benefit. Until you get an account that's 2, 3, 400 million, you don't even bother getting into the legendary difficulty. Now, when you're going in to join a match, it comes up here with troop deployment. These are the do's and the don'ts. All right. For starters, do not select a bombing unit. All right. You must have fighters. So during the event, during each of the waves, bombers will come to try and bomb the station. You need fighters to take down the bombers. All right. There's only 6 of you in the map, so you need 6 fighters. That please stop bringing bombers. Rookie mistake number 1 is that you come in with bombers. Useless. Some people swear by them. Trust me, not needed. Bombers are not needed if you do an appropriate setup. Everyone comes in with fighters. You're not going to lose any damage from enemy bombers. Number 2, your units. There's only 2 units that you need, right? And that is a medium tank, and I'm going to recommend the Martyrs medium tank. Why? Because it's self-healing, right? It's going to heal itself between fights. It's one of the bonuses. Go to medium tanks, right? Camp bonus is repair. The Martyrs medium tank automatically regain HP between combat. All right, so you're either going the Martyrs medium tank, or you're going the Martyrs rocket launcher. Please do not go artillery. Please do not go ATG. Not needed. Too slow. At worst, someone might have upgraded infantry units. An infantry unit would be acceptable. All right. In this instance, I always like to go Liberty because it's an overall attack and defense unit. So it's good offense and good defense. Whereas the Martyrs infantry is a defensive infantry, and the Vanguard is more attacking, less defensive. All right, so it dies quicker. So really, medium tank and rocket launcher is all you need for this event. All right, and then hit join, but make sure you're clicking cross power match. Trust me, you're going to jump into a match so much faster. All right, I've already gone and recorded mine for you, and I'll play it. There's no audio during the recording, but you'll see my tactics for attacking infantry with my rocket launcher and trying to hold back the tanks until someone else can come and support. All right. If you get 3 players covering the top, 3 players covering the bottom, or 3 players left, 3 players right, the waves are easy and you're going to finish at 100%. All right, guys, keep watching for my video because that'll show you the tips and tricks to smash each of the waves as quickly as you can. And thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribing and leave a comment if there's a particular video that you would like me to do next. I'm going to be uploading some more over the next week. So if there's something that you want some help with, make sure you're commenting below so I can jump in and support you guys. Alright guys, see you on the battlefield. Hey everyone, I decided that I would do a voice narration overlay for Operation Athena. Alright, so you can see infantry has spawned at the top, so I am sending my rocket launcher to the infantry. No need for tanks for that. And I'm already looking for where the bomber is coming from in wave number 1. So you can see my rocket launcher takes out those infantry units really quickly. And I'm targeting the bomber with my fighter and just returning it back to the middle of the base, ready for wave number 2. You want to avoid those cluster bombs, so make sure you're staying engaged and active. So you can see wave 2 has already started. There's more bombers coming in, so straight away I'm moving my fighter to intercept. The earlier you can take out the bomber, the better. You do not want it getting to the launch site and taking away any health points. And you can see there's tanks appearing on the map. Now, one of these players went artillery, and you can see how slow it is for the artillery to come across and engage. There's also an ATG in there, so this just perfectly highlights the reason why you do not bring these units into the map. You'll see later on, once the waves pick up with strength and numbers, how much we struggle because these players brought in units that are not great. That player also brought in a bomber, and he had to resort to using the bomber because his units are so slow. Now, there's no tank unit at the top. There's just myself, so you can see I'm calling in the white flag because there is no way my rocket launcher is going to take down 3 medium tanks on its own, especially medium tanks that are twice my power level. Right? The rocket launcher is already taking damage, and finally someone triggers. Now, the reason why I let it engage is because you can bait the units away from the launch site. If you get within the attack radius of the unit, it will target you and not the base. All right? And that is a priority. If you're buying some time for a player to come across and help you, you can bring the unit to you. So you can see here the super heavy is about to start attacking the base, and we engage it just before it does. So there's no damage, all right, coming to the base, and I'm moving away, and it will now retarget other units. It gives my rocket launcher time to heal. Alright, so you can see now wave 4 has started, and I'm looking for the infantry. I'm a rocket launcher player, alright, so my job is to remove all of the infantry and all of the artillery. If you're a tank player, you're looking for the tanks. Every wave has bombers. Please do not get caught up doing one or the other. You must be focused on doing both. Right? It gives you a cheat code. The lines come up on the map and tells you what direction the bombers are coming from. So you can just move your fighter onto one of those lines to intercept and then go back to your ground unit. Now you can see the super heavy stopped. That's because it's targeting my reserves. Another little trick to stopping units from getting to your base if you're healing. Now I do like to use auto attack if I'm going to switch to my fighter. So I set my rocket launcher to auto attack while I'm moving my fighters. Alright, we made short work of that, so I move it back to the middle and then return back to my rocket launcher. You see the super heavy was drawn across by our ground units. Right, it came in the range, so it moved away from the launch site. Quickly avoid the bombing run, and now I'm solo up against 3 tanks. So rather than rushing out, I'm going to delay for as long as I can by staying close to the launch site. If you keep your units closer to the launch site, it gives you and your teammates more of an opportunity to support one another. If you rush too far out without support against the wrong unit type, you're leaving yourself and your team vulnerable. So you can see here I'm trying to draw his medium tank's fire to make sure that my teammates have time to come across and help. Now while he's going tank to tank, my job is to clear up his artillery, and I noticed that I'm working with some players who may never have played this before, obviously with troop selection, so I used one of my speed buffs for retraining purposes. Probably thankful that I did at this point. You can see there that the player from Big Z, he's gone a super heavy tank, so very slow unit. There's an ATG, slow unit, artillery, slow unit. 3 of the 6 players are on units that just move too slow for this event. We have 2 of us on rocket launchers, which is good, and 1 on a light tank, which, yeah, it's not the best. In this case, I think we're lucky that it's a high-powered light tank, and even more luckier that it's a player that looks like they know what they're doing. Aside from the fact that he brought in a bomber. So again, remember, we're up to wave 8 now already. Right? It comes thick and fast. Remember to always move your fighter in to the range, into the pathway, and that way you're engaging it as quickly as you can. And I'm just keeping an eye on these guys over here. I can see that the tank is now coming, so I'm going to go behind the tank to make sure that his unit is engaged first. And then I'm going to come around and pick off at the back. So now that the tanks are engaged, I can go in and remove the artillery, and then we can go tank to tank. So again, I'm always coming back to the north part of the map as my priority focus. Remember, you either pick north and south or east and west, and don't just pick one area. So you need to be covering 3. So I'm covering north, northeast, and northwest. I'm also covering east and west at times. So really I'm covering 5 zones as often as I can. There is only 8 zones, so between the 6 players, you should be able to cover that no problem. And please make sure you're always bringing your unit back to the center. I lose a few reserves there to the bombing run. Not great. And again, my rocket launcher is coming up against medium tanks. So I'm going to move my fighter, make sure I take out the bomber. Remember, I've got 2 players with bombers, so taking out these fighters is my main priority. We've been handling the ground units fairly well, but without me moving my fighter around, we would really struggle on the air. So you see, I'm just engaging and then I'm going to move away. They're going to chase my rocket launcher, which gives everyone time to get some hits in, gives me time to regenerate some reserves. Alright, now you can see the Super Heavy has had enough and it started to engage the launch site. That's okay. We took a little bit of damage, but it's well within the range of completing the mission. There's only one unit left. So at the top you can see wave 10 out of 10 and the number 1, there it goes. Now it's 0. We finished. Right, so a 98.9% is going to give you maximum rewards.
Thanks for watching this episode in my Zero to Hero series. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and follow for more content. And don't forget to leave a comment in the section below, because you can have your say in some of the upcoming videos. I hope to hear from you soon, and I'll see you on the battlefield.